I was looking on Craigslist the other day, and I was looking for a truck roll bar. I looked all over the internet just to see what they cost for a new one, and it's about $300 for a cheap one. When I was looking on Craigslist, I found a guy that's about an hour away that has he had a list of parts for Toyota trucks, and um, so I gave him a call, and it turns out he's got, I don't know, he said like 40 older Toyota trucks, and he said about 5 roll bars that I could pick from for 50 bucks. So I'm taking a trip today. I was going to go to work, but instead I'm going to go look for a roll bar. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm not really sure why, but um, you know, adventure. You might be wondering either what's a roll bar or why are we getting a roll bar. A roll bar goes in the bed of a truck, um, and it's a bar that goes kind of up and around. That if a truck was to roll over, it gives it a little more strength. A lot of people put them in their trucks because it looks sweet, which I kind of agree. But we actually need one because we're cutting the roof off of the car in the back. It affects the structure of the car, and it could like tweak the frame or the body, just because there's no support back there. So we're going to put that in, and possibly put some other cross members in to shore it up. So that is why we are buying a roll bar. Alright, I just finished up at Derek's house. I bought a roll bar, which I think will fit really well. It was made for, I don't know, it's flared in, so it's sweet. It'll fit great. This place is amazing. I love junkyards. This guy's got like 40, he said about 40 Toyota pickups, and then like stacks of frames and cabs and stuff like that. Parts everywhere. So Derek is a really awesome guy. He showed me around, told me about what he does. He buys these and then sells them to these guys that come up from Honduras, and then they bring them down to Honduras, and like apparently the Toyota trucks are really popular down there. I met his dog Charlie. Charlie's a beast, but he just wanted to play fetch the whole time. So this was totally a worthwhile trip because it was adventure. I met somebody awesome and I got what I needed. So time to head home.
Uh-huh.
Put it over there. Rally lights and a horn, megaphone thing.
Well, this morning, Drew was getting ready and he just was smiling the biggest smile because he called a contact he found on Craigslist to see if he could come out and look at parts, and he just had a feeling it was going to be awesome. So he was so excited to get up way up north. So you got up early, drove up somewhere so you could go there before work.
But the thing was, I was actually going to go to work this morning, and I was going to go to the junkyard tomorrow. But I called him today, and he said, well, if you got time today, you can come up. And it's about an hour and a half away. His name is Derek. He lives in Rice, Minnesota, and when I got there, um, it was like a magical place. It was kind of like a junkyard, but only for like older Toyota trucks, the mini trucks. And the whole reason I went there was because I found his ad on Craigslist, um, he had listed a roll bar, which I had actually considered building one, but I wanted to see what it would cost just to buy one. A new one is about $300, which I'm not interested in spending that, but he was willing to sell me one for $50, so I can't imagine we could get the material even for that much. So, um,
Was there chopper? Did he sick
chopper.
balls?
Oh, I got there, and there's this giant German Shepherd, and I mean giant, like bear size, and he's like running up to my truck, and I'm like, is this a friendly dog? So I'm like, or just go for it. I open the door, and there's Charlie. He's super friendly. Then he barked at me, but then we were good. We were friends. And as Derek was showing me around his property, Charlie came along and brought his stick. And it took me a while to figure out he wanted to play fetch because he kept dropping it on my shoe. So the funny thing is, if I wouldn't play fetch, he would just take the stick and put it on the bumper of the car. So he was a real friendly dog and a giant. But I was thinking about it on my way home, that I find junkyards to be like magical places. I don't look at it as like a hunk of junk or a pile of junk. It's like possibility.
I kind of feel that way when I go to fabric stores.
Yeah, you can, what can you do with what's there? I mean, there's amazing old stories about people's, what they did to their truck.
Other people did a project like us.
Well, I didn't see much like that. I did see one that rolled over. It had no roll bar. So it was kind of flat. I saw an old, like, 70s Toyota camper, and ones that had obviously been used in like maybe a race or a derby or something. But overall, he said he had about 40 trucks there, with like a stack of truck frames about 10 feet tall, and like piles of tires and like windows and doors and cabs and all sorts of. So if you ever need a Toyota truck part, I got a guy. So,
What's next?
well, what do you think about going to the junkyard? You've been to the junkyard with me.
Yes, I have. We spend a lot of time there when we're there. And you go through every car. Well, it's my first time. I like to go through every car, but I walk down every aisle and look at every car for possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's next, you ask? We unloaded that roll bar. I think it'll fit great because it has a weird like flare to it for like, I'm assuming was those wheel, like a flare side truck or wheel well or something, but it seemed to be the best pick. So the next thing we're gonna do is cut the top off the truck, and then fit that in there. It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
That's coming soon.
I'll have my fire extinguisher.
Yeah. So, stay tuned.